USS Skate leaves its new London base for a midwinter mission, a surfacing at the North Pole, marking its second scientific voyage to the pole. In March, the Arctic is at its worst. With no open water, the Skate's surfacing is a daring whale's trick as it breaks through the ice. Unfriendly terrain and temperatures down to 40 degrees below zero greeted these northern navigators. In the half-light of red railroad flares, the crew of the Skate paused in their journey to carry out the last wish of late polar explorer Sir Hubert Wilkins by scattering his ashes at the pole. Commander Calvert, Skate's captain, conducted the ceremonies, which honored the man who pioneered in attempts to take submarines under the Arctic ice. In 12 days, Skate traveled over 3,000 miles under the ice, surfacing 10 times, once at the pole. A unique TV system was used to see the perpetually dark underside of the polar pack. Skate, never helpless due to ice, breaks all previous records for time and distance in polar under-ice operations. Among the many awards awaiting the officers and men of the Skate, who proved that the Arctic can be a year-round operating base, was the presentation of a small bronze plaque bearing the words, "The sea is so great and my boat is so small."
At Pascagoula, Mississippi, a double entry is made in the history of the U.S. Navy's submarine forces. Launched on Armed Forces Day, the USS Blueback is the Navy's last conventionally powered diesel-electric submarine. Blueback, a product of the Ingalls Shipbuilding Company, is the first submarine ever built on the Gulf Coast. The USS Blueback hits the Gulf water, a new member of an ever-growing submarine family.
The USS Skipjack, the first of a new generation of fighting ships, nearly outperforms the Fish during her pre-commissioning trial. Skipjack marks the union of two major developments in naval warfare, nuclear power and cigar-shaped hull form. She has the phenomenal endurance of Seawolf and Skate, and at the same time, extraordinary speed and maneuverability of Albacore. The Skipjack handles like an airplane. A single man can control the ship's lateral and vertical progress accurately and quickly. At her commissioning, Navy officials proclaimed the Skipjack the world's fastest submarine. Root of the new sea power, the USS Skipjack is a principal undersea attack weapon, the deadliest submarine ever built.
The christening of the George Washington heralds a new era in sea warfare. This revolutionary vessel is the first fleet ballistic missile submarine capable of firing Polaris intermediate-range ballistic missiles. The George Washington shatters traditions as old as the submarine service. She is the first submarine to be named for a person, and she will be manned by two complete alternate crews. The George Washington will be mated with Polaris sometime in 1960. Scientists at the Atlantic Missile Range work diligently to complete the missile, which can strike from beneath the water at a distant enemy with a high degree of accuracy.
Wire mark.
U.S. mail delivery enters the missile age. Pony Express Missile Mail Project gets underway at Norfolk, Virginia, and Postmaster General Summerfield personally supervises the loading of the Regulus I mail carrier. 3,000 letters addressed to President Eisenhower and other top government officials make up this first mail shipment by missile. From the submarine USS Barbero, about 100 miles off the Atlantic coast, the Regulus I is launched. chase planes guide the missile in its flight to Mayport Naval Air Station near Jacksonville, Florida. 22 minutes after the missile left the submarine, Postmaster Summerfield unloads the mail-laden Regulus and proclaims a new technique in mail delivery of far-reaching importance to the future of the U.S. mail service.